Am I right? And we're moving forward to 2025. Everybody on the same page with me? Like, take yourself off mute. I want to hear like some excitement
Yes, we're on
going
the
Yes.
same
on.
page.
Totally excited.
There you go. Totally
Yes, for
excited.
sure.
Totally excited. All right. Now, I'm not going to share with you about the cruise contest, but what I will say is Angie, Ashley, we were very busy those last 2 days of the year, weren't we? With people calling us, asking us to make sure that somebody was in, and then we found out that a couple of boards were closed, and we got some information. But Ashley, were we not very busy? We were very, very busy with
Yeah,
people
we had a lot
contacting
of
us about.
people making sure that this person was in or making sure that this was showing up, and so it's gonna be
Ashley
fun
and
to
I
share.
worked our little fingers to the bone all evening of December 31st.
Yep.
So there is no time for breaks with us. All right. So how many of you, or I'm not going to ask that question. Hopefully you were all on the growth call. If you were not, I'm going to ask you to please be on the growth call, make a commitment to be on the growth call every Monday and this call as well, because they do have some good information that they're passing along. And what I liked about it is it's without me even knowing what they're going to talk about, because I haven't talked to them. One of the things I really appreciated was the fact that Jason talked about how do we all get on the same page. So we all can't succeed without each other. We're individual market centers, independently owned and operated, but at the same time, we all need to work together as one big team and collaborate together. Even in your zones, as I would call it. So I would really love to see how we could all accomplish that this year. And at the end of the day, we really need to work together as one big team because, I was looking at some of the numbers, and out of our 38 market centers, congratulations. We're not going to show any numbers because, well, first of all, I don't have December numbers, but aside from that, through November, I'm not going to show any numbers anyway, because we'll save that for awards. But we had 10 market centers that did 200,000 or more. We had 10 market centers that were below or that lost money, and there might have been more because we had to make some end of the year adjustments. I'm not going to do that on this call. We're going to talk about that on the OP call when we have one, and also the MCA call. But we had to make some end of the month adjustments. But as of November, we had 10 market centers that had no profit. And we had 18 market centers that were in the middle. So of the 18 in the middle, we had 10 that were, well, actually 5 that were 150 to 200. We had 2 that were 104, 106. This again through November. And we had 9 that were below, that were from 90 to 19,000, 19,000 to 90. Now, I don't know how you guys feel about that, but the majority of our market centers is not fulfilling the mission statement of having a business worth owning. Would you agree with that, guys? And I know that many of you, first of all, I know our operating principals invested money and to put these market centers together. They pay rent, they have a lot of capital on the line, and our goal, my goal is to, I've always said at some point in time, I want to be sitting on a beach somewhere drinking a Cosmo and talking about what a great time we all had building your profitability. Right, Jean? Now, Jean, you probably want to be in Canada skiing and having that conversation, but I'm okay with that too.
Just depends on the time of year, darling.
There you go. There you go. So wherever you guys want to go, I know that Chris will want to be at the St. Regis or the Park Plaza or whatever those hotels are. And he's going to want to be having the Cosmo and all the drinks at that hotel. So you all have your favorite things that you want to accomplish. I know that Rich is going to want to be in Italy or France cooking when we're having this conversation. So what I like about most is that I do know, not all of you, but I'm going to say for the good part of you, where y'all want to be and what you want to do. And I want to help you. I want to help you get there. So we can't, there's two ways that we can help make these market centers profitable. Can anybody tell me the two ways? Or it's only two ways I know of. There's three ways, but you cannot save yourself into prosperity. So there's two ways we can make this happen. What are they?
Hire
Recruit or
agents.
Increase production.
Agent production and growth, right? Is that what you all said?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Now, let's quantify that. I don't care if it's agent production and growth. No, it's growth, but we're going to talk about attracting. I don't even want to use the word recruiting this year. Attracting new people, attracting agents to our market center and growing the agents we have, or growing the agents we have and attracting. To me, they're kind of in the same. Here's what I do know. Thank you, Rebecca. You're 100% right. They're the same. Here's the thing. We can't just be focused on taking the people we have and turning them into cappers, because you can have all the cappers in the world making millions of dollars in GCI, but if you don't have enough cappers giving you enough money to pay your bills, that's not going to work, or all of that. So we've got to have a nice mix of everybody. Okay. So we can take our existing database and try to recruit and try to grow them. However, we all know they're going to leave someday. Life's going to happen, whatever. So we constantly have to be bringing in people. So we have to figure out a way to do both. Okay. Both things have to happen. So when I was looking at, well, one of the things I like that Jason said, or what Cody said, he said, we all need to make a decision that we're all going to hit, I'm going to say hit our goals, but do whatever it needs to take to be able to do whatever you need to do to your market centers. But whatever it is, because you're all different, whatever commitment you need to make to fulfill the vision of the OP, we need to make that decision. What I liked what Cody said is you make the decision and the decision makes you. Because here's the other thing I know. Many of our MCAs, our team leaders and our staff, you guys are all profit, or you all get bonuses on owner's profit or recruiting bonuses. And I don't want you to not have a life worth living. Okay? We kind of talk about goals and all those things, but you know what? I'm talking about it from more or less the bottom up. Is like, we got to think about what you all want, because if we all know your big why and what's going to be important for you to be able to fulfill your life, then the top is going to take care of what we get at the bottom. Does that kind of make sense to everybody? It's kind of like a funnel. So one of the things I realized, and I was guilty of this, we're all guilty of it. Well, maybe not all of you, but I certainly get sidetracked as well, is we put together these goals and I ask you for them, and then we do it, and then, we get sidetracked and we never look at them again. And that can't happen this year. That can't happen. So I actually sent a letter. I'm calling it a commitment to leadership, because I knew that I couldn't ask anybody for a commitment to a goal, because it's hard for you guys to commit. You can commit to a goal, but it's hard to sign. In my mind, it's hard to sign that, because you don't control it. Like, I can request anything. It's like I tell Keller Williams, it's like I say, I can give you any goal you want, but I'm not out. Unless I'm the one that's recruiting and doing the job, I can't commit to something that I'm not totally responsible for. Does that make sense? Yet I still need to commit to it. I have to lead through all of you. So I'm going to show you what I sent to the OPs, and I'll pick any market center that you want to show you the letter. And then it had the goals in it. And the letter was worded in such a way that it's commitment to leadership, to leading the team to be able to accomplish what we want to accomplish. Okay. And I'm going to be sending the similar letter to the team leader. And I'll MCAs, I'm happy to copy you on them as well. But basically, MCTTs, all the staff, this isn't a secret. So I'm happy to send it to all of you. I'm going to ask the team leader to sign it, because it's a commitment to leadership, to doing the things that need to be done in order to accomplish what we need to accomplish, to make sure we're all in alignment. And then what Ashley and I did is I put together a goal sheet that we are going to be using, that I want to have a conversation with the OP and the team leader. Again, I'm changing things up. It's hard for me to commit to every 30 days have a call with an OP because my schedule changes, their schedule changes. I got an RD meeting, I got a training event. However, we're going to make a commitment that in between 30 and 45 days or 30 to 60 day window, I'm going to have a call with an OP and maybe the team leader at the same time. It's just not going to be at the same schedule every week because I realize, like, why do I not like this and why does it not happen? It happens because my schedule changes, Jean's schedule changes, Chris's schedule changes, everybody's schedule changes, and I can't get a cycle going. So I'm just gonna commit to doing it every 30 to 60 days, having that call. And if we're having some challenges, then I'm gonna probably do them a little bit sooner than that. Okay, because maybe we need to have more calls than just once every 60 days, okay? And the call isn't just about goals. The call is if you're doing a good job, I want to find out what you guys are doing, so maybe I can help you do something else or take your idea and have another person do it. So it's not just a bad thing, it's a good thing. Okay, could be both. They're all good if we're helping you accomplish what you need to accomplish. Okay. So I'm going to show you that here. Let me just go into that for a minute because I'm trying to follow my notes that I made to be organized. We'll see if that happens. Okay. Oops, that's in another folder. So, who wants me to show their letter? They're not a bad letter. It's just a
Georgia.
letter. Who wants me to show theirs?
We can't see your screen.
Okay. So who wants me to show theirs?
You can do mine, Georgia.
Who was it? Ray or is that
Yeah.
Ray? Any particular market center? It doesn't matter.
Lake Nona.
Same. Huh?
Lake Nona.
Okay. So here is the letter. Okay. Now hold on. I'm going to make it bigger. Because nothing, there's no really big secrets in this region. So basically it says, I congratulated them for our partnership in 2025, and I want to continue that partnership in reaching the goals. And to confirm that we are in alignment with your 2025 goals, we're asking for you to review the leadership expectation and 2025 goals below and acknowledge your leadership by reviewing your goals and signing. We provided you the 2024 actual numbers through November as a comparison to confirm your goals are achievable, realistic, and in alignment with the regional and OP expectations. The operating principle plays a critical role in the success of the Market Center in upholding the Keller Williams value, fostering collaboration, and leading by example. Oops, hold on, I need to move my thing here. To inspire your agents and leadership staff to grow together. As the OP of the Orlando Lake Nona Market Center, you recognize the critical role agent growth plays in health, profitability, and long-term success of the Market Center. The Market Center leadership team is dedicated to implementing a GPS strategic plan to achieve our Market Center goals for 2025. Our current 2025 GPS strategic plan will be submitted to the region no later than January 10th, which will contain the plan, systems, and tools to achieve your goals. Now, I don't care how you do this. I don't care if it's a 135. I don't care if it's a one-pager that you are telling me. However, what it needs to have is, in addition to your goals that should be the same as you're going to see below, it needs to have, like, what's the plans, what's the systems, what's the tools. I don't want to just see that you've got goals. I want to see how you're thinking about how you're going to accomplish it, because I'm going to be committed to making sure that whatever you're putting on there actually happens. And Liliana, you know this because I've been working with you, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And haven't we been kind of getting into some of this stuff? Okay.
Yeah.
So Liliana knows because she's been ahead of the curve on this, in asking me some of these things. Okay. So the growth goals, as the Open Market Center, I will ensure my team leader and staff understands the importance of being committed to a growth-focused mindset that's in alignment with the GPS and plan. This includes actively implementing the Keller Williams recruiting systems, career visioning, lead generation, 12 recruiting sources, consulting, needs analysis, heat seeker, G5 if required, and follow-up activities to engage prospective agents. As the OP, I will ensure my leadership staff understands the importance of maintaining a focus on retention by fostering a culture of productivity, collaboration, and support. Our GPS strategic plan will ensure agents in the Market Center will be supported by a training calendar. By the way, we're going to ask for a training calendar every month to make sure that those areas are on there. That will address all levels of production and any other KW systems models to ensure the agents feel valued and equipped to achieve their business goals through coaching, consulting, training, and accountability systems. We will actively address and resolve any potential concerns leading to agent attrition. As the OP in the Market Center, I understand that our leadership staff sets the tone for our Market Center's growth and culture. We understand the importance of the mission, vision, values, beliefs, perspectives, and will make every effort to ensure we uphold these standards. So then I asked for the goal. Then I put down here the goals. Please review your goals below and follow the directions to complete and return this commitment via DocuSign. Goal review, in each line type yes or no. Yes, no changes needed to my goals is listed below. The same goals be entered a command. I would like to make a change. So in that case, we did. I would like to have a conversation about changing these goals. I need help with my strategic plan. And then we put the goals in. And then Ray signed it. Everybody got one of these. And we did this for everybody. So I'm going to do something very similar to the team leader to make sure that we're all on the same page and we're all committed to leadership. So this is a leadership commitment basically, and a review of the goals that say, yeah, these are my goals. Okay, but there's nothing that says I'm committed to these, so to speak. It just says these are the goals I'm going to submit. Does that kind of make sense to everybody? Because I didn't want to have any pushback. So we did that. Now, let me hold on. Let me look at my notes here. All right. So then we put together a tracker. So this is a tracker we're going to be using. And basically, with the help of Angela, my fabulous virtual assistant, she's going to be cutting this every month and sending this out. So Brain to Manatee is just the first one. So this is their goal: 40, 13 R2 appointments, 6 gross, R2 gross 6, or 2 out of that is 2. Net agents 4, company dollar. This is their monthly numbers. We're going to put in the closed units, but we've got to go back to the forecast model to do that. So then as the appointments happen, let's just say these are 30. I didn't want to make this complicated. I didn't want to put in a whole bunch of stuff that's going to, not work. I just made it as simple as possible. Okay. And then this is what that would look like. And then this would obviously have this number. So this is going to tell us, if we keep tracking, where we're going to end up at the end of the year. Does that make sense to everybody? Very simple, very simple. And then we're going to cut this just like we did in the letter and send it out. And then I'm going to do the call, and we're going to use the month over month and year over year report to see how we're doing. Make sense to everybody? Okay. But here's the thing. You all have to be accountable to your goals. You've got to have those goals in front of you. And some of this is a result of coming out and doing the unplug session. And I'll ask a team later, well, what was your goal this month? And I get a stare. Or what's your annual goal? And I get a stare. Or we can't do that. We got to know what our goals are and how many appointments we need to have in order to accomplish that. Okay. Something else kind of I became aware of something when we started the contest. So another thing we're going to be looking at is this. When I was looking at the contest, I was looking at, we've got like 5 or 6 or 8 market centers that are kind of hitting our 2 numbers, and maybe a few more that are bringing in some people. And then I got like the other 50% are not bringing in any producing agents at all in the last 6 months. So it's like, well, gosh, we need to track this. So what I have done for us is, this is the entire region. Now, I know this may not be 100% perfect, but let me explain to you what it is. This is a recap in Brokermetrics, because I have access in Brokermetrics to the entire region of each market center. Anything in red is a transfer. Anything in black is somebody that is a producing agent that joined the market center. Okay. Now, I know sometimes somebody will say, well, I recruited an R2 and they were a transfer from New York and that should count. I'm not looking at that. I'm looking at market share in our area. I want to see how we're disrupting the market area. Okay. So I'm not saying that at some point in time, if we were tracking R2s and counting that, maybe we might not look at that, but I'm looking at how are we impacting and getting agents from our market share area. And it's great that you're bringing in people from another area. That's fine, but that doesn't necessarily mean if they're a capper in New York, doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be a capper here, because it's different sphere. But I'm not saying that won't get counted if we have another contest or tracking or whatever. I'm just looking at market share. So what's interesting is this is our list of, this goes all the way down here to, this is all the list of all the people that came in, 604 people. Now, what this shows is that, these people came over, but they didn't have any production, but obviously Betty Marta was a producing agent. Okay. This is the Brandon Market Center. So you can see everybody that the Brandon Market Center brought over. You can see what Celebration did. So, you know, you can kind of look at this and I can see all the market centers that are bringing in people. By the way, this is, I'm going to give this to everybody. So you're all going to see everybody's numbers. Then we got the lost. So there was like 604. 1,235 people, double the people we brought in left. Now, I know that we, some of this, like, there's no company, there's no production. I get that. Okay. But still, like, we still have to look at that and say why. Okay. And then I can kind of see for each market center, where the losses are. Again, I know this isn't perfect, but it's a measurement, for lack of a better word. Okay. So then I had Angela take it, and we actually went to, I'll just, because I know it's not fair to have Bradenton up there all the time. So I'll just do well, let me see. I'm trying to see. Let's look at Jack's Beach. Okay. So here's all of the Jack's Beach. Okay. What I did was I put potential company dollar here. So I did a formula. Where did I put my formula? Oh, I did a formula of, I took the GCI before they left times 2.7 times 25%. And that's the number I got. And then of course, if they were a potential capper, we just went ahead and put that in. Now, if you guys want me to use a different formula, and I know some of you might have a $20,000 cap, so I'll fix that. But again, if you want a different formula and you think I need to do something different, I'm just trying to get a pulse on something. So this is the company dollar that was brought in, and then this is the company dollar that was lost. Okay, you're all about the same on a lot of these numbers. Okay. And again, this shows like the company dollar that came over. So Damien did a good job. Look at all those people he brought over that were potential cappers. Okay. And then these here. And then, but you go and look at the number that was lost, and, you know, you see here. So let's see what was gained. 186 and 232, not too bad of a difference, but I think this is going to be a great tracker for us, because I can actually go in here and I can see who's bringing in producing people or not bringing in producing people, or maybe you're bringing in producing people from another area and we have to adjust it. Here's Oviedo's, it's Joseph. 368, 162, Sarasota Lakewood Ranch, Metro, Siesta Key. We got them all in here. Okay. So this way we can really know where we need to have help, because if we're using this, new agents are great and we need to bring those in. But the activities need to be with probably our producing people. So on the call, Jason talked about this, and then I'm going to stop and get some ideas from you guys. So what I did is that Jason was talking about, and by the way, we've talked about this. I've been tracking this because I've got your reports that show your conversion. So you've got 8 to 12 recruiting sources. You can pick whatever source you want to use. That would be your sphere of influence contacts, right? So your sphere of influence contacts, what is the conversion ratio? If you're making contacts, what is the conversion ratio to an appointment? I put a held appointment, but it's to an appointment. And then appointments held. So this really needs to be appointments. And then appointment helps. What's your conversion ratio to join? Okay. So if you're bringing in, if you've got, I don't know, 40 appointments, maybe you got 80 appointments and 50 of them stick, 40 people show up, right? That means you held 40 appointments. You should have a 25% conversion ratio to join, which would be 10, right? Does that make sense, Liliana? Okay.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
I'm not going to require you guys to do anything. However, it doesn't mean I won't ask you the question. So I think we need to know, like, how many contacts are you having? What is your conversion ratio to an appointment? And then if you've got an appointment held, what's your conversion ratio to joining? By the way, this would be anything MREA agent would use. Jean, would I be right in that? Jean Rivers, isn't this something similar that a agent does?
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's exactly,
Sorry?
it's the same exact thing.
Yeah. So guys, you are no different. Your sphere, you kind of got, well, I guess if you were to look at your sphere of influence, I would say your agents in your market center are kind of like your allied resources. And your agents outside of your database, some could be general public, some could be a little bit more like a farm because you know them a little bit better. So you kind of have two sphere of influence. You have to be working your inside sphere and your outside sphere, right? Okay. And so your inside sphere is going to give you referrals. Your outside sphere could give you referrals too, because a lot of times I used to have agents at Abby Halliday, and they would say, we don't have the training, go over to see Georgia KW. She's great and you need to go there and build your real estate career. So it doesn't mean that agents at another company won't give you referrals, or it could be insurance company, your allied resources, whatever. So you've got your inside agents, you've got your outside agents, then, then part of your 8 recruiting sources would be your vendors, networking, training, all of those things that is going to help you build your appointment. So those would be the things that I would like to see in your GPS as to what are you going to use in order to be able to accomplish this. Because I'm going to be really, really committed and focused to having these conversations, and we're not going to get sidetracked, because we're not going to end up, I don't want my OPs ending up like we did last year. That's not fair. We put too much money, too much time and effort into this, and we need to make sure that everybody's making a lot of money, because I want to be sitting on the beach someday having a Cosmo with everybody, or in Canada by a fire having a hot chocolate with maybe some stuff on it. All right. So what are we going to do to help? First of all, I would hope that all of you would be a part of the G5. However, it is a expectation that anybody that we sent out that email to, that was not hitting 5 a month, will be on the G5 call. Ashley and Lucas are going to be monitoring that along with me, but I get stuff going on, so sometimes I can't be on it, but I'm going to be on there as much as I can. I was on the first batch that went through for the most part. But Ashley is going to be our monitoring to make sure everybody's showing up. Lucas is going to be there at the same time, because a lot of it has to do with Heat Seeker, smart plans. You got to make sure you're putting your appointments in command. because if you're not putting your appointments in command, the MCA doesn't know what they are. So somewhere we got to solidify that, that communication. And then your recruiting cards need to be in there so we can see that Heat Seeker's working and all of those things. So that's going to be his job, so we can see that the activities are showing up correctly. So I want to stop for a minute and I want to ask you, what do you need from the region? If it's training, if it's whatever you need from us to be able to help you do your job at the highest level. What is missing in your market center, or from training, or for you, so that we can help you? Because honestly, if I don't hear from you, we just do what we think we need to do, right? I mean, we bring we brought Gene out and we're going to book him again for business planning clinic, because I don't think anybody does it better than Gene does it. But at the same time, we had 30, 40, 50 people in the room, and that's great. But out of, 7,000 agents, 50 show up for that. I mean, we should have 200 or 300 people in each one of those rooms. And by the way, we don't want to be calling and begging you to get people to it. And it's not, we don't even make it expensive. I mean, it was very reasonable. I think it was under $99, wasn't it, Ashley? Yeah, $59, $69, something like that. I mean, we make it it's not a profit thing for us. You know what I mean? So,
Georgia, thank you for getting the training calendar out and having that information. And now we have some dates that are on there. And it jumped out to me with Mike Forza coming back again.
now that is only for us. That's not for outside. That's not for agents. That's just
understood.
us.
But you asked, what can you do to help?
Yeah.
Thank you, because that is something that will be a great help. And I think that's changed the focus and the conversation I have with other team leaders, is we have a common language of how we're doing the needs analysis, et cetera. So thank you.
Good. Now, let me share with you, there's things that relate to you on there, because I'm not trying to overdo the bringing you in all the time and whatever. March 26th is our first regional meeting. I've invited Mike Ray. Mike Ray has been a top team leader. He's been a regional director, and now he's kind of like the OP team leader of the 3 Austin One. It's called Austin One, the 3 market center. He's coming out on March 26th to work with us as that's just a regional event. So Mike's going to come in. We're going to talk about indies, recruiting, whatever. I'm also working to get Tyra Smith to come out. She's got some personal stuff going on, but I'm trying to get her to come out either for that meeting or for something else. March, April, May, June is our second leadership meeting. That's a 2-day meeting. We're going to be doing Market Center Financials. Okay, it's the new updated Market Center Financials class. We're going to start it at 10, so you don't have to come out the day before. You can just come out that morning, give you some time to get out. And then you're going to start at 10 and go to 5 the first day. And then it'll start at 8:30 the next day and end at 3:30 to get you home. October is our third leadership meeting. But again, we're going to do that combined with ALC clinic. And then, well, actually, no, September is our third one. That's it. And then we're going to do the ALC clinic. And then, we got something else in the middle there. I just can't think of what it is right now. So I'm not trying to overdo it with bringing you in to meetings, but we might do some I might do some local stuff coming out to your specific area. Okay. All right. So I didn't hear anything else. So thank you, Robert. But let me share with you something that I want to show you. Let me go over here to my email real quick. I want to see that you guys are getting the MREA email, that you're subscribed to the podcast, because this comes out every Monday. And this is your first thing that I would hope that I would see on your GPS, as every month, or excuse me, every week, you're going to send out, or it could be every other week if you want to not bombard everybody, but at some point during the month, however many you want, because I don't want to tell you what to do, that you're sending out this MREA podcast. This is like done for you guys. I mean, now you don't forward the email, because if you forward the email, they will unsubscribe, and when they unsubscribe down here, they're unsubscribing you. Do not forward the email, but I do want you to subscribe to the email so you get it, because I found out a lot of you are just going to Spotify or whatever, wherever you go and get it. And when you just go and listen to the podcast, you're not getting the model. Because with each one of these podcasts comes a one-pager. And the one-pager is what you should be sending out in addition to listening to the podcast. The one-pager is what you should be sending out. Okay, now, let me tell you something a different way. If I were, well, even as the regional director right now, that if I were a team leader, I would be knowing all of these, internalizing them. There's like 60 of them. There's probably 30 that stand out if you were to go back and look at them. They're all good. But you know what? If I had a team leader, if I was talking to an agent, whether they be new or experienced, and they were having challenges with lead generation, and they were an introverted agent, okay? As self-described introvert, Will Van Winkle's lead generating letter method earned him $1 million in GCI after his full year in real estate. Only 23 years old, Will describes how he picks the right farm area and gets leads to call him first. Now, if I'm having a call with somebody and I got a person that's challenged in maybe never made $1 million in GCI, and I want to grab somebody's attention, and I couldn't get an appointment, I was to say, let me ask you a question before you hang up. If I could show you one way that I know of an agent that's only 23 years old, his first year in the business, he's kind of introverted, but he made $1 million in real estate, would you be interested in knowing what he did? That's a value item right there. It's all here, guys. But if you don't know what's in the MREA podcast and you're not reading these things and you don't know what to pull out of your toolbox, then you're not growing as a leader in your market center. Here's another way. Let's say you got an introverted agent in your market center that's 40 years old. Doesn't matter how old they are. Just say, hey, how are you doing? Do you want to make $500,000 in GCI? I know somebody that made $1 million. Do you want to make 100,000 in GCI? I've got a way for you to be able to follow a process. It may or may not be for you, but let's try it. And let's see if we can help you grow your business. My job is to help you build a business worth owning. I want you to have a great career and grow your business. Let's try this method. You guys don't have to have been in the business to know what to do. You've got all of, between this and the playbook, you've got every tool at your disposal. We're just not, in my opinion, probably using them. So I want to see that you guys, I'm not asking you to do it. Okay, here's one about mental health. This is the one that he was talking about on the call today. And here's the model here. Okay. And you can send this out. How many people out there are having challenges with where they are in their business personally with their mental health? They just don't talk about it. You could be a change for somebody. Okay. So I would like to see that you all commit to having this sent to you, not just go listen to it on Spotify, but have it sent to you so you know to do it. You listen to it every week. Now, here's the other thing. All of the past one-pagers, if you haven't been collecting them, are in Google. But I've got something even better than that, because I'm a little bit freakish about this kind of stuff. And when I see good things, I like to keep it. So I've been collecting them all along. And then Angela, did you get everything done? Say yes. So I've been collecting these all along. Which one is it in, Angela? This one?
Yes.
Models or MRA podcast one pagers? It's probably in this one, it's 1218. So, I had her go in, and these are all alphabetized. We're still working on it, okay? But she's got them all alphabetized, all by episodes. So we're gonna make this really, really easy for you guys. This might be I'm not sure if this is one that's, because I had a lot of duplicates. So I'm gonna go in here and see, like, I was saving them a long time ago since April, and then we put them all in here today, and we're alphabetizing them by episodes for you. So Angela's gonna finish that out. But I have all of them saved here through episode 63, which is the latest one. So I'm making this really easy for you guys. You're gonna have all of the past one pagers. So you can go in and look at anything that you want, and you can send out anything that you want. I have them all organized for you. We will be getting that finished today. However, let's not let anything get past us. Let's make sure that we are subscribed to that, so you start to get the one pagers, okay? That's my little item of value for you today. All right, what time is it? Perfect. All right. I already kind of shared with you some of the things we're going to be doing. Also, we're going to be reviewing your reports. I'm sorry, your ALC minutes. We're going to have your ALC minutes are going to be sent to us, because we want to make sure that you're doing your ALC meeting correctly. I am going to be coming out and working with some of you on that. And Mark Willis made this a big statement at our last RD meeting. He said, we need to be reviewing these minutes. Okay. We're going to be looking at your calendar to make sure we have the new, the middle, and the megas on there. We're going to go back to doing the PPP, the per person productivity tracker. And here's one thing that was really important. Now, I'm going to deviate from growth, but I'm going to come back to growth here, because this is about growth. At the end, I'm going to go off share here for a second. At the end of the year in November, starting in the first part of December, we went in and did an audit of all of the financials, and we found that there were some ARs that need to be cleaned up. We found there were prepaids that needed to be cleaned up. We found that there was some OP salaries that were paid that should have been paid when market centers weren't profitable. So we had a lot of cleanup to do. We're going to do a better job of monitoring that every quarter, so we don't have this affecting us at the end of the month. But at the end of the year. But I got a question for you guys. Who can answer this question? I don't want an MCA. It can be an OP or a team leader, but I don't want an MCA to answer this question, because I just had the training with them on this. If you have 10 agents that don't pay their bill in 30 days, how much does that cost the market center in hard cost?
$50.
How many?
$500.
20? $1,300. Or 10? $650.
Yeah, 650. So 650, if you have 10 agents, this is really important, because I'm focused on the OPs and their money. If you have 10 agents that you brought in and they don't pay their bill the first month, that's $650 that comes out of the OP's cash. Now, you don't see that as an expense anywhere, because it's not. It's not an expense anywhere. It just comes out of cash, because here's what happens. Keller Williams sends a bill to the market centers at the end of every month, or at the beginning of the month, actually, of the following month, for everybody that was on that roster in January that is eligible to pay a bill. Not for staff or people like that, but any agent that's active gets billed $65. If you have 10 agents that don't pay their bill, that's $650 that Keller Williams pulls out of the OP's cash. You don't see it anywhere. Unless you knew what your bank balance was and no other changes had been made, you wouldn't see that $650 coming out of OP cash. Those same 10 agents don't pay the bill the next month. Now we're up to $1,300 for OP cash. Those same agents don't pay the bill the next month. We're at $2,000 of OP cash. Is everybody getting this? And then what happens is, at 90 days, there's something in the P&G manual that says before 90 days, a certified letter should be going out to the agent telling them to pay their bill. We're going to send the license back. That's in the P&G manual. But what happens is that then what we have to do is we have to expense that to bad debt. So now we have to take, if we have a $10,000 profit that month, we have to take $2,000 to bad debt, and now we have $8,000 in profit. Now, it gets marked off as bad debt, but that $2,000 now still went out of the OP's cash, okay? And now it just affected profit share. Everybody got this? We can't do this. We're gonna be watching this really, really closely. There's no reason, now, I wanna be very, very careful about what I'm saying here right now. I don't want, you're not making me happy by bringing in 10 people. Just to bring in 10 people to put them on your roster. And I don't think your OP wants that either. OPs, if you want that, then we need to have a conversation. Okay. I'm not saying we don't go after and get 10 people or five new people and maybe 5 producing people. I'm not saying we don't get 10 or 5 or 6 or whatever your number is, okay? That means you have to have more appointments to get better people. Liliana, you got this last month, right? Because you could have brought on 20 or 22, and how many did you bring in?
In December, 14.
How many?
Yeah, 14 in December, but we brought 8 in November, and I would have brought in 16 if I would have brought in everyone who couldn't pay the dues.
Yeah. Don't do it. And don't put them on your roster. Don't have them join, and they're gonna, if they can't pay their dues already, nothing's gonna change. There's nothing magical that's gonna change between this month and next month. If they don't have, it hurts them and it hurts you. It doesn't make you look any better, because eventually you're not gonna look good because you're gonna take those people off. Does that make sense? So what it does is it means you have to work harder. You have to work harder to find better people. And you've got to become great recruiters in the sense of you don't just wait for people to pick up the telephone and call you, or you're just taking people off an Indeed ad, or that means you got to be a recruiter. Maybe you got to go out to the schools. Maybe you got to go out to the military. Maybe you've got to go out and really do the things that need to be done to find great people that have money, that want to be able to build a business of selling real estate, not just somebody that's watching HGTV and said, you know, I think real estate's going to be fun. I love to look at houses and I'm just going to go out and get myself a real estate license. No. Okay. Now, I'm not also saying, these words are not coming off my lips, get rid of everybody in your market center that's not producing. When I had a market center, in fact, I found my old stuff the other day. I'm going to scan it in and bring it to you. I probably had 100 people that didn't produce all the time, but they paid their bill. And if they didn't pay their bill after 30 days, we had a conversation with them. Okay. And by the way, here's the other thing. We are not a bank, and we are not a payment plan company. We're not a repo company where you can repossess your real estate license and pay a bill every month. Okay. This is the OP's cash, guys. And we can't be having, that's good, but please don't be promoting that, Caroline. I appreciate that. But we can't be, because when I called some market centers, they said, well, they're on a payment plan. You can't have a payment plan, because every time they're on a payment plan and now they're not paying a bill the next time, is another $65. It just came out of the OP's cash. Everybody got this? Any comments? Any questions? I mean, guys, we had some AR that was $10,000 or more. and it got written off at the end of the year. We cleaned it up, we got some people to pay, but we can't be doing that. So please, please, please. Now, OPs, here's the thing I will tell you. If you have agents that you love and adore and you want to keep them on your roster because they're having a tough life, I used to personally do this as the OP of Little Rock. And I did it as a team leader in Plano. And I had somebody that had a challenging time. I put $1,000. I paid their office bill for $1,000, whatever it was. I gave them a note and they had to pay me back personally. If you want to do that, that's fine, but it can't be market center debt. Does that make sense? If you want to do that, because then you're just taking it off of profit share, and that's not good. OPs, I'm protecting your cash. Okay. All right.
We appreciate that. Thank you, Georgia.
You're welcome. And by the way, OPs, you need to be protecting your own cash. So I want you watching this, because if I see this accumulating, I'm going to be having a call with you guys, say, why are you letting this happen? Okay.
And as a staff, we should also be doing the same thing as well. We're here to help our OPs make a profit. So we should be protecting their money as well. So it's a team effort. It's everybody that's involved. We should all be doing this together.
Yeah. 100%. And by the way, when I was having calls with, we want to be nice. We don't want to let people off. We don't want to say, well, they're going to pay their bill. Well, are they coming to training? Are they working with the PC? Are they doing this? Are they doing that? No. Well, if they're not, what's matter this month that hasn't happened in the last 3 months? Nothing. Okay. We're just wishful thinking. Okay.
And real quick, Georgia, and just shout out to Vivian, the MCA in Oviedo last month. She said, "Oh, Joseph, you're going to love me now." And I said, "What happened?" She said, we ran through the reports and we are 11 out. I said, "Excuse me?" She said, "Yeah, we're 11 out." And I said, "Okay, then take them out. If they're not paying their bills, take them out." It doesn't look good at the end of the day, but it's the real numbers. So, sometimes it sucks, but it's the reality.
Well, here's the other thing, guys, and I'm glad you brought this up before I finish this call. Sometimes when I call a team leader or an OP or an MCA, not everybody's on the same page with numbers. Okay. So do you think for 1 minute that I was ever surprised when I was a team leader at the end of the month with how many people were going out?
No.
No. In fact, I was cleaning out some stuff, and I was telling Ashley the other day, I found my December 2005 stuff that I was preparing for the ALC in the next day. And I'll scan it in for you guys. And I had a list of all of the people that had joined, where they came from, and why they were joining. And then I had a list of all the people that left and where they went to and why they were getting out of the business. Because they had to have a conversation with one of us. I know that stuff is not easy, but maybe it was easier back in my day. But I was looking at it, Gene, and it's like, there wasn't much to change between then and the reports I do now. In fact, I had to do a lot of that stuff manually instead of the way that you guys have an opportunity to do it now. But there was never an agent that would leave that market center that I did not know about, or that I did not tell the MCA, this person needs to be removed. Okay. Because I knew what was going on in my market center. That's my job. Okay. Our job is to grow. Our job is to consult with the top 20%. Our job is to lead fabulous ALC meetings. Our job as team leaders is to make sure that the staff is implementing all the model systems and tools that need to be done. In addition to the OP, that's their job as well, to make sure all that gets done. And then and to know what your market center, you're the CEO of that market center. You need to know what's going on all the time. It shouldn't be, well, let me go ask my MCA how many people are going out. And I hear from MCA sometimes, and they're saying that they have a conversation with the team leader and team leader hasn't given them permission to take people out. We can't be doing that, guys. We need to be working like a team. Okay. All right. All right. Wiki, what do you think of this call?
I think it's one of those things where you have to have frank conversations with people that you care about.
Yeah.
positive confrontation is something that starts really early. We educate our people, and when you do a listing presentation, it's the most important time to set expectations. And I think the beginning of the year is also a great time for that, for leadership to do that with everybody on their staff, and between, you know, all the people that you just said, OP, team leaders, MCAs, and all those things. But not being on the same page is a healthy thing. So I love this call.
You know, I'm gonna tell you something. My market center was known for kind of being tough. Okay. I mean, they would say, well, if you don't want to be accountable and you want to have a tough team leader, you don't want to go to that plain old market center. Okay. And I was okay with that, because people I would have people walk in and say, I understand that you run a really good market center here and that you're kind of tough, but I want to have that. Okay. I don't know if times are different or not right now, but I do know this: top people want to be in an environment where they're around people that are succeeding at a high level. That has not changed. That has not changed, and I don't think it ever will. Okay. And if you're known for having tough conversations and having a market center that's fun, that has standards, and that a top agent knows what they're going to get when they want it, and that you're surrounding that market center with other people that want to succeed at a high level, you'll have a top performing market center. But if you just keep letting willy-nilly in and anybody in, you're going to be known for that in the area, and you won't ever get that reputation of this is the place that you need to be. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yes.
You might take a hit for a while in the beginning, but it'll start to turn around. But until we start to make that turn, you know, you're still going to be known as a place where anybody can go and they'll take you. And you don't want to be known for that. It's okay to be known for, hey, this is the place I'm going to go. But then you've got to have standards, and you've got to uphold those standards. You don't let your kids go to school and not go to class, do you?
Mm-mm.
I know that everybody's, all right, I'm just gonna end with this. People would say, well, how do you do that? Everybody's an independent contractor. I go, I know, and they can go be independent any place else, any place they want to. But if they want to be here, they've got to be accountable to what we provide to them. If they want to be independent, then they can go to Century 21 or Davis Realty or any place. But if they want to be here, they're coming here to be successful. That makes sense to everybody? All right. You know, I love you guys. This is a new year. We are going to grow, 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 grow. Right, Rebecca and Jean?
Yes, indeed.
Rebecca, I like your hair. Did you get it cut?
Yep.
I like it. Looks good.
Oh,
See?
it's growing.
Look at all the little things I notice. All right. I love you guys. We
Thank
are
you.
going to grow. If anybody has a problem, has a challenge, needs help, doesn't know where to go find something, can't figure something out, wants to talk to somebody, pick up the telephone and give us a call. Right, Ashley? And if you don't want to talk to me, talk to Ashley. If you don't want to talk to Ashley, talk to Lucas.
That's right.
Talk to somebody. Let's get this thing figured out. Okay? Lovingly, I am going to hold you accountable to all the things I know you can accomplish. Ronnie, are you ready to go as the new team leader of Brandon pretty soon?
You know it. Not pretty soon, Georgia. Right now.
Okay, very good. Well, I still have to do your final approval. So until I do that,
Oh, man.
you're still on the fence. So you still have to have that final
Not
conversation.
quite yet, buddy.
All right. Well, let's do it. soon.
Standards.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I love you.
Thanks,
Have a
Georgia.
great week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye,
See you,
everybody.
Georgia.